We really pride ourselves in the strength of our caregivers and the quality of our caregivers. The way we really make that happen is a three-step process. The first step is we need to identify the best caregivers and the most quality caregivers that exist in the market. So we require each of our caregivers to have past experience not only as a CNA and working at perhaps an assisted living facility, but also to have experience working one-on-one with an individual in their own home. And this, I mentioned CNA, that's a certified nursing aide. And what that means in our particular right at home is that CNA needs to be licensed by the state of Maryland. Now the second step we go through in the screening process is we have everyone fill out an application online, and in addition, when they're done with that application, they go through a screening test. And that's really a personality test so that we can identify, do they have the right characteristics to really take care of people, and are they in this for the right reasons? So that's kind of our step 2 that we go through. And then finally, step 3, if they make it through the first 2 steps, we have them in for face-to-face interviews with our staffing coordinators, with our intake coordinator, and with our registered nurse who oversees all of our CNAs. We put each of our caregivers through a background check, a comprehensive background check covering all 50 states. And in addition to that, we give them all a drug test before they're brought on board. Once we hire a caregiver, that really isn't the end of our quality process. One of the things that we do as an organization is we follow a multi-step protocol once a caregiver is matched up with a client. So therefore, each of our caregivers will have a visit, usually on a surprise basis, where we'll go out, we'll have our RN or our intake coordinator, will go out and visit with the caregiver while they're taking care of the client. Now, we don't just show up on the door. We do call ahead, but it is that same day, and we're there to make sure everything's going all right with our client and that our caregiver is really performing the duties that have been outlined in the plan of care. And the plan of care is really the center of what we do, because that's what our RN develops in conjunction with our staffing coordinator to make sure that the client is well taken care of and has each of their needs met as they're necessary. Now, the second portion of our quality of care actually happens as a general practice. As soon as a client is brought on our service, we follow up with that client directly, telephonically, within 1 to 2 days. And then we also follow up a week later. We follow up then after 1 month, and then each month we follow up telephonically. So as you can see, quality is very important to us. And we think it's very important to both the client as well as their loved ones, because frequently loved ones are in a different state or somewhere else, so they really require that additional level of quality to ensure that even though they're not there, their aging relative is being properly taken care of.